Hey gang, Winter NAMM 2015. We're here with Andy, and this is Warwick. And you got a couple new things that you're going to talk about today that are new for 2015. What are they?
Yeah, I'm happy to tell you about them. First of all, we have the LWA 500. This is a 500 watt Class D bass head. It weighs just under 2.5 pounds. It'll fit into any bass player's gig bag real easy. And it's the little brother to the LWA 1000. It's essentially half of that. It has 500 watts at 4 ohms. 250 watts at 8 ohms, and it's basically just one channel of the LWA 1000. 4 bands of EQ, variable compressor, balanced line out with a ground lift, all the features that you need that are on the LWA 1000 with half the size and more than half the or less than half the weight.
What does it do well?
It's
what are your favorite sounds, rather?
We call it the little big amp because it's super impressive in terms of the amount of punch and the amount of speed and definition of the low frequencies that it delivers. Usually, sometimes in Class D amps, that's where they struggle a little bit. But this one, you can push it real hard and it'll really move the speaker and push air. So that's why we call it the little big amp.
You want to take us on a tour of some of the sounds you like?
Sure. Well, I'm actually playing through this one.
All right.
I tend to like to use a flat EQ myself, but we can just show that each control does a lot by turning it a little bit, which is to say, the EQ is very functional. Sometimes with the amplifiers, you're turning the knobs and not much is happening. But the way that it's laid out, that Jonas Hellborg designed it, it has a really great tone shaping capabilities through the whole range of the EQ, from treble to mid, high, low mids, and bass. So they're all very, very functional. And it has, in terms of character, if I was to just kind of describe its personality as an amplifier, it's very transparent and very flat. So really what you get is the sound of the player, the sound of your hands, and the sounds of your instrument. It doesn't really color the sound as its own, as the amps sometimes will do. This one's designed to be very transparent and noiseless. It doesn't make any, it's very, very quiet. Yeah.
I can hear the quiet, the nothingness.
You can hear hear that? Nothing, that's good. And then the bass I want to tell you about is real special because this is an instrument we initially launched it last year. It's called the Streamer CV. Stands for Classic Vintage. It has a vintage style neck with a vintage style radius, a rosewood fingerboard, and it's a one-piece maple neck with a soft C neck shape to it. So it feels very much like what a vintage bass would feel like. And but we previously, it was only available as a 4-string. So now we've made it available as a 5-string, and it has a 34-inch scale. Well, sometimes with the 34-inch scale instruments and the 5-string, there's been a trend that's been going to a 35. But this 34 has an amazingly taut and punchy low B.
What's it do for the feel?
It just makes it more comfortable. It just makes it more natural and more what we're all used to. Most of us are used to a 34-inch scale instrument. It makes it a little more comfortable off the shoulder. You're not having to feel it like you're reaching and everything, and it all just kind of sits right there. And now another thing I want to tell you guys that's very cool is that this year we're launching new matching tuners and matching truss rod cover that matches the fingerboard. So for example, this one has a rosewood fingerboard on it, so it has rosewood tuning keys and a rosewood truss rod cover. Now the instruments that have a Wengie fingerboard have Wengie tuners and Wengie cover. So this is just kind of an extra added touch of class to kind of coincide with the Warwick wood, sound of wood thing that we're all about, and it brings this nice wooden element to the headstock.
Looks good. All right, Andy, well, thanks a lot. You got a website, right?
Yeah, www.warwick.de. And
go check it out.
Yeah, come by and check out the new website and the new mobile app too.
Thanks, Andy. Take it easy. Signing off from Winter NAMM 2015.